It's Saturday morning at 10 a.m., so you know what that means. It's time for What's Up, Ocala? With tens of thousands of viewers every month on our YouTube channel and millions so far on TikTok, we are joined by our host, local owner, and broker of Great Expectations Realty, Andrea Praber.
Good morning and welcome to What's Up, Ocala. I'm your host, Andrea Praber, and today I have a very special guest. Why don't you tell everyone who you are?
Hello, I'm Beth McCall, and I am a candidate for Marion County School Board District 1.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
Hey, Andrea, I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I have so much enjoyed watching you over the years as you were on the school board. So I was so excited that you could come in here and do this. Very, very excited. So
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So kind of want to have the opportunity to kind of tell people who you are and what you've done, because you have an amazing an amazing resume. So, and also, what you're doing now, because
Correct.
You're not currently on the school board. You are going back to that, and as we discussed, it is, I don't know, for me, I'm looking at it and I see you guys on there, and I swear I don't think I could do that job. That is a very, very difficult job. You get very little credit for doing it.
Well, I truly believe that our students are number one and should always be a top priority, and so that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Well, since you were previously on the school board, what recent events or new development or new challenges, because you're not the one to just sit at home.
No.
So what have you been up to?
Well, first of all, I am the executive director of the Marion County Children's Alliance. It is a part-time position, and I love what I do at the Alliance. I also have a consulting business on fundraising consulting.
Oh, how fantastic.
So I coach and mentor young people, especially young women. I love when I can mentor young women. And I've seen so many that I have had a part in mentoring just become fabulous professionals. So that's awesome. So I have a contract with Hospice of Marion County. I work with the Hospice of Marion County Foundation and love every bit of that.
So how on earth do you have time to even attempt the school board now? So much stuff that you are doing.
Well, because it's not work.
Yeah.
I love everything that I do, and it is my passion, the Children's Alliance, my work with hospice, my mentoring of others, and it's just not work. And I must admit, I am very organized and manage time well.
You are always I don't know if any of y'all out there have seen the school board council meetings or not, but I have to say, you were always very gracious. You handled things with grace, even when they would absolutely haywire, as sometimes is the case. Emotions get escalated sometimes in those meetings.
They do.
And you always handled it very elegantly, I thought.
Thank you. That's
no matter the
kind.
mayhem.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciated that, definitely. And you also had a way of bringing things back to, let's look at what's important. And I think that's really, really important to have there as well.
Well, we always need to, when we're on topic, we always need to bring it back to topic to accomplish what we need to get done.
Absolutely, which does, you're right, it does take a degree of organization to keep that focus.
Correct.
So what prompted your return? What prompted you wanting to do this?
Well, I really did love being on the school board and had some unfinished business. For those that are not aware, I was on the school board in District 2, and my husband developed some health challenges, and we were in a house with a lot of steps and stairs, and so needed to really move into a better place for us. So we were able to do that. We were very proactive. And are now in a really nice area, but it put us in District 1. Right. So I have been encouraged by many in the community, professional parents, to really do this again.
Right. And I have to say, there were some that really didn't want to lose you, really didn't want to lose you, and were strongly encouraging you to just go ahead and fudge it a little, maybe go ahead and get a lot or a vacant lot or something in the area or something like that. And you said no.
I said no because I have taught my children, my own children, and hopefully influencing my grandchildren, never compromise your values. Never, ever compromise your integrity. And that would have sent a very wrong message to my grandchildren and to the students that I serve.
Right. So don't look for the quick way around or whatever. But we do see that you are coming back into it. So that is very exciting. So that's very cool. So considering some of the challenges that we've had in the interim, we've had, with COVID and all of these kids going from, the regular public schooling, and then they got dropped into homeschooling, whether they wanted to or not. The teachers were struggling, and there was a lot going on and a lot of changes, and a lot of these students are facing some transitional issues with that. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, COVID was just a time that none of us ever want to relive again. And when children were working their schoolwork, were doing things, attending school online, we had many whose parents made sure that they were getting the job done, that they were online, that they were getting work done. We had many children in areas that just don't have the remote access. The school district provided Chromebooks to everybody, but there was a loss of a year of school.
It really was.
Just basically, there was a loss of a year. For those children who were on target with school prior to COVID, they came back and they are once again flourishing. But those children who maybe had chronic absenteeism before, maybe not the support that they needed from the home, not only did they lose a year, but they were already behind.
Right.
And to try to bring those children up again is truly, truly a challenge. Absenteeism continues to be a challenge in the school district. Dr. Gullett and her team are working diligently to try to solve that problem. But when transportation is an issue,
yes,
when maybe parents mean well, maybe a single mom working 2 to 3 jobs, the weather, when
yes,
children are right within that 2-mile range and they have to walk to school. So many factors. And if our kids aren't at school, they can't learn.
Absolutely. And that kind of goes into, a whole lot of things right there. But, transportation, I think that's something that's an issue for a lot of the schools in a lot of the states is having bus drivers, because it's asking a lot. Being on the school board is hard, but being a bus driver, it is very difficult. So what do you see as an issue?
There is a shortage of bus drivers. Now, the school board and the district have worked out a plan where they are changing the bus scheduling to hopefully, they're changing times of schools, some of our schools, to hopefully eliminate kids being late to school. But our bus driver shortage is and will continue to be a problem.
It's going to be, I think, for quite a while. But again, that's not something for Marion County. Now, a lot of the people that listen to this show or watch our YouTube channel, they are not from our area.
Okay.
They are new to our area.
Okay.
And one of the number one questions they ask is about our schools.
Okay.
And they're like, does Marion County have good schools? For me and my part, my kids, my experience is absolutely yes. They have been given some amazing opportunities. Our son graduated with his associate's degree at the same time he graduated high school. Our daughter is on path to do the same thing. That's amazing. But some of the parents that I see in, some of like Facebook and stuff like that, they're going, oh no, we have terrible schools. So what are your thoughts?
I think we have very good schools. I think that we are doing some wonderful things within our schools. We have a lot of school choice now where parents, especially at that secondary level, can choose to go to academies. Our accelerated programs, our ACE, our capstone programs, our IB programs are outstanding. And we have more kids taking and passing AP exams than we ever have. We've been ranked nationally in some of our accelerated programs. Our magnet programs are excellent. A lot of our schools are doing great things with their kids. One of the things that I've really concentrated on in my off time, although I really haven't taken time
what
off
time?
I worked with the CEP and was thrilled to do that. I was their talent development director. Now, what does that mean?
It sounds very posh, but I have no idea.
Well, really, it wasn't. But
Okay.
It was a great position. And what it meant was that I was actually, because of my connections with the schools, I was actually working with our business community and our schools to be sure that our career technical education programs were aligning with what our business community needs.
Wow.
And we did some incredible, innovative things. We had what we call next working. So you hear networking for our adults.
Yes.
Well, next working was for our youth, our students, to be involved with our business community. And we did some really cool things with that. And they had opportunities. You know, one of the reasons kids don't oftentimes go into careers is because they don't know they exist.
Right. That's very true.
You know, so they don't have the opportunity. Well, this gave them the opportunity to sit down. It was kind of like business fast dating, if you want to know. So our students would be at tables. Yes. Our students would be at tables with industry professionals.
Oh, wow.
And they would spend 12 to 15 minutes at each table and then rotate to another table.
Oh, how fun.
And it was so much fun. And the kids got engaged and our businesses got engaged. And then we partnered with our fabulous World Equestrian Center. Mm-hmm. And we're in one of their expos. And not only did they get to be with industry professionals, but we brought in fire trucks. Team Cone brought in fabulous. They're
really
such a
employer.
logistical. Oh yes, they're logistical. They have it down to a science. They brought in one of their trucks. They talked to the kids about the different opportunities they had. We had the EMTs. We had College of Central Florida. We had MTC, Marion Technical. We had trucks. We had Marion Technical brought in their hairdressers, and the kids were able to sit, and so it was amazing. So not only did they talk to them, but they also had some hands-on. At the college, we did the same thing for health.
That's amazing.
So we exposed, I'm going to say 700 kids to different industries that they may have never been exposed to.
I have to say there's so much emphasis in the school system normally for going to college. Go to college, go to college, go to college. Even if they have absolutely no inclination or understanding of what they want to do,
Correct.
They go because there's pressure either at home or at school to go to college. And it may not be the right path for them.
So I think that paradigm is shifting.
That's
I
good.
truly do. I think people are beginning to understand, yes, there are those students who are college bound, and the professions that they want to go into are definitely professions that must require that 4-year and usually that secondary after 4-year degree. Mm-hmm. But there are so many industries where if our kids are prepared, if we have done the right job, they can go right into the workforce and be a valued employee.
Yeah.
And so that career technical education piece is huge. And I have to brag. Well, I was so fortunate to be able to, while at the CEP, work with the Marion County Building Industry Association. They, of course, the construction field is always looking for qualified workers.
They are, absolutely.
So we are beginning in the fall, if all goes well, Lake Ware High School will become the Academy of Construction Technology.
Oh my goodness.
Through
That's
ACT,
amazing.
which is based out of Orange County, which will allow our students to do pre-internships.
Oh, wow.
We saw the model in Leesburg, and those kids who choose to go into the workforce are going in with skills and outstanding jobs. So that's just one of the things that we are doing in career technical education.
That is amazing. That really is. It literally breaks my heart when, my kids' friends come in and they say, oh, I signed up for all of these student loans, and they have absolutely no concept of what they're going to go to college for. So they'll do what's the popular? They'll go for psychology, or not knowing that that's 10 years of school, by the way. Or they'll go in for political science or something like this, and then they'll have $60,000 in student loans, and that's going to affect them the rest of their life. And then they come out of it and they don't have a career. And yet somebody that doesn't necessarily have an inclination to go and do that, go into college, and they want to go and do those technical fields, they can, and they don't have to spend all that money. They don't have to have that on there. They can just go right into their field, and they can start making some very good money right away.
They absolutely can. And so it's a much needed option for our students. And I believe now that I have been on the CEP side and have had the opportunity to work with the businesses, I will continue that work when I'm a school board member.
So it sounds like you got some much more interesting experience since you've been off the school board that you can now bring back in.
That is correct.
That's amazing. Correct. That is just absolutely amazing. So what about the population growth that we've had in Marion County? Last I heard from the CEP, actually, they said there's 269 people moving into Ocala every week. That just blows my mind.
That is correct.
That is crazy. So what's that going to do with our schools, do you think?
Well, the school board has been forthcoming in looking at that plan. They have just started 2 new elementary schools in the southwest section of town. A new high school is on the board. So they are being proactive, and of course funding is always an issue.
Of course.
So they are looking at that, and there are some options for the voters on the table that will come out. So I think retaining our teachers, being able to retain our teachers. We think about what happened to the children during COVID, but I cannot imagine being a teacher and for 6 hours a day being on a computer trying to control a classroom online. It to me, very isolating, just leading to a lot of stress. And I think that we saw a lot of teachers leave the field.
I 100% agree.
And so how do we maybe grow our own, and we're doing some proactive things there. How do we grow our own? How do we retain those teachers that we have? What are we doing to nurture them to keep them in the classroom? So I'm very much in favor of whatever we need to do to keep our brightest and our best teachers in those classrooms, because that's where our children will succeed.
Yes, absolutely. And I know as a parent watching my kids go, oh, I'm going to move to Chicago, or I'm going to move to London, or what, they're wanting to move out and see bigger, brighter, better, and what they don't understand is the treasure that we have here.
Absolutely.
That there is literally and I've lived in so many different places, and this is just an amazing community. So to try and make sure that they have those opportunities, not only for education now, but also for their careers. Right. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, also another really important, very important, needs to be a top priority is safety for our students.
Absolutely.
I'm fortunate enough that during my time off of the school board, I serve on the safety committee for the school district.
Oh, wow.
And that is, since Dr. Gollett has arrived, there has been an increase in what we are doing to be sure that our schools are safe, they are fenced, there are cameras. It is so unfortunate that we have to do this.
It really is.
But it is a reality in today's time.
There are so many that don't realize that our Marion County Sheriff's Department, they actually have a school resource officer
At every single school.
And they also have 2, I wish there were more, but they have 2 dogs that actually can smell guns on students. And The dogs are absolutely amazing. They're not like German They're not scary looking dogs or anything like that. They're actually very sweet looking. They almost look like emotional support dogs or something for the students, but they actually can smell that, and they switch different schools. So the students never know what school they're going to be at or anything like that. And they're absolutely amazing. I wish we could have one in every school, but that is an extremely expensive program to have.
But we do have an SRO at every single school, and our larger schools have 2 SROs. So all of the schools now have the single entry. All of the schools are fenced, and I wish that we didn't have to fence and keep the public out, but we do. We do. For the safety of our children. And Dr. Garlotta and her team have done a remarkable job in doing that. But the cameras will eventually wear out. So it is a constant putting funding into being sure that our students are safe.
Yeah. The new technology that's needed that comes out and all. Yeah, absolutely. It's a constant thing. So
it is.
That's fantastic that they are working on that. But what about you? Are you actually planning to continue your collaboration with the Children's Alliance and hospice and the CEP and everything once you...
Well, I'm no longer at the CEP. My contract with them was up in December, and because I'd chosen to run for office, of course, I could not contract with the CEP. They are excellent when it comes to issues, but they certainly can't have candidates working for them.
No. That would be a conflict.
But when I was on the school board before, I was working with the Children's Alliance and had my contract with hospice. So as of now, I plan on continuing doing that. If that changes, then I would certainly be smart about making those decisions. But as I said earlier, none of it is work to me. I love what I do, and as long as I'm making a difference and am able, I will continue.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful to have somebody as passionate about education for our youth and our citizens here in Ocala. So we appreciate that, and thank you so much for coming in and just talking to everybody about what's going on with the school district as somebody that has so much knowledge and experience in that, and has such joy in working in that. So thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
At Great Expectations Realty, we believe that you should expect more from your real estate experience. When you hire a realtor to sell your home, you should expect experienced advice on staging your home, professional photography, aerial photos, virtual video tours, and a national presence online to advertise your home to the largest pool of buyers. Your realtor should communicate from start to finish, and always remember this is your home. You are in the driver's seat. We believe that if you aren't happy with our efforts, you should be able to fire us. We don't have cancellation fees, and our sellers never pay transaction fees either. Call Great Expectations Realty at 352-817-9160 or go online to greatexpectationsrealty.com to get your free analysis of your home's market price. Great Expectations Realty.
Welcome back. All right, before we get into the sales stats for this week, I want to ask a small favor. If you're enjoying the program, go ahead and let us know. The radio station website is classichitsocala.com, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. Or if you're really a fan, you think that we have educated you or entertained you in some way, go ahead and share. Or click subscribe in the YouTube channel if you haven't already. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into the real estate stats for Marion County, and this is over the last 7 days. We have currently 3,306 homes available and ready to purchase. That's fewer houses sitting on the market over last week's numbers. So take note, folks, that this number has been slowly but steadily going down lately, which is definitely good news for the real estate industry as a whole. All right, new listings, 287. We had price increases 40, price decreases 357. Whew. Okay, back on the market 88, sold 226, expired 22, pending 344. Well, goodness, I guess the higher interest rate that hit this week did not affect those. 344 homes went pending. They went under contract. Temporarily off the market 23, withdrawn 7, and canceled 56. Very interesting numbers. The current average interest rate that we were talking about is for the benchmark 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 7.29%. So it's up 9 basis points over last week. For homeowners that are looking to refinance, today's average interest rate went for a 30-year fixed refinance. It's 7.31%. So it's actually higher. That's increasing 11 basis points compared to this time last week. So kind of interesting news that. According to bank rate, mortgage rates have jumped around but remain elevated. In 2024, all of the experts were predicting the 30-year mortgage to slowly fall, eventually landing under 6%. I don't know if I consider myself an expert in real estate, but that's what I was thinking was going to happen as well. And so far, I was wrong. So kind of interesting that. The Fed keeps delaying a rate cut, largely because the U.S. economy is still surprisingly remaining strong. Unemployment is only at 3.9%, and economic growth was a very robust 3.3% in the fourth quarter of 2023. Inflation rose to 3.2% for February, and that's a figure that remains very high above what the central bank's official target is of only 2%. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any relief there as far as mortgage interest rates. All right, so after rising sharply through October 2023, Bankrate was talking about how the mortgage rates have settled to right around 7%. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage was 7.3% as of April 17th. And according to Bankrate's survey, that's quite a bit higher. It is a welcome drop. It is a welcome drop from the 8.01% over in October of last year, but it's still higher than the 6% rates that we were seeing in January when I was saying, hey, you might want to go ahead and grab this. I know I say that, but nobody listens. All right. 30-year fixed rate is 7.29% right now. 15-year fixed rate, and this is again national average. This is not necessarily what you're going to get. It's just national average. It's 6.72 for the fixed year. It's 15-year fixed rate. 30-year fixed rate FHA is 7.07%. So that might be something to consider if you are out there house shopping or thinking about it. So real estate sales in Marion County for this week are holding steady, which is looking promising for a stable year. And if you're thinking about buying a home, this is the advice I can give you of many, many years in real estate. I'm not going to say how many because I don't want to age myself. If you're thinking of buying a home, the best time to buy your home is, drumroll please, when you need a home. Don't try to time the market. It's a bad idea. Okay. Just don't do that. I've recently actually had somebody on my Monday night live that I do on YouTube. I had someone ask if they should go ahead and rent for another year at around $1,700 a month so that in a year they can possibly take advantage of a better interest rate. Please pull that apart for a minute. You're actually asking me if you should throw away over $20,000 in order to maybe, possibly, hopefully get a better rate in a year. Somebody is not accounting for risk. What happens if in a year the interest rates are in the double digits and the landlord decides to increase the rent exponentially? What most people aren't factoring in is that risk element, that there's no stability in that. The landlord can do pretty much whatever they want once your lease ends. They can just straight up decide not to rent to you again. They can decide to raise the rent so much they can go ahead and sell the house. There's no stability there once your lease ends. It's really just not great for a stable future when you can't rely on what your housing payment is going to be. So a lot can be said on taking that out of the equation. Let's go ahead and talk about some of those equations. Currently, right here in Marion County, Florida, you can buy a brand new construction concrete block home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, around 1,400 square feet of living space with a double car garage on a 1/4 acre, a home with appliances included, brand new everything, and a builder's warranty. And you can get all of that for $239,900 In fact, there's multiple houses where they're available, they're ready, they're built, they're brand new construction from reliable builders. Why would you not take advantage of that? That is crazy. That is unheard of in most of the United States, much less Florida. That means that even if you do a USDA loan and pay no down payment, you're still looking at less than you're paying for the rent. And that includes your principal, your interest. That's all combined. You're still paying less. So if you want to play around with, some of the mortgage calculators, I love playing around with those. I am not a mortgage lender. I do not want to be a mortgage lender, but I have some amazing friends that are mortgage lenders. They will get into the real numbers. These are just estimates. These are playing around calculators and stuff. Anybody can do this. Feel free. The ones I like to play around with are over at Prime Lending Mortgage Calculator. Just put in a Google search. Absolutely fun. But if you want your actual numbers, your specific situation, go ahead and call Debbie Cowan. She's actually over at Prime Lending. Her phone number is, if you're ready for it, 352-433-7846, and tell my girl Debbie over there that Andrea sent you, so she has a clue as to why people are calling her all of a sudden. But feel free to give her a call and be like, hey, I need to know what my actual numbers are. I've played around with your calculators and stuff, but I want to see what my actual numbers are. I don't need the national average or whatever. I need to know what my situation in my checkbook is going to be. Anyway, go ahead and do that. Again, her number is 352-433-7846. She's been on some of my YouTube channel videos and stuff over the years. She is awesome. She's been doing this, forever and a day, and she would be able to help you out with that. All right. If you want to see more info on over 600 brand new construction homes we have available to us here in Ocala, send me an email. I will be more than happy to quickly send over those houses. You can go ahead and look just new construction and see what's available to you. It's absolutely amazing to me what is available. You can go ahead and send me an email, ger.expectmore@gmail.com, and put in the subject line, "What's up, Ocala?" and I will know exactly what you're looking for and just go ahead and send that over to you. It's free. Why wouldn't you at least, go shopping? It's a lot easier to do it that way than to go through like Zillow or Trulia or something like that. So go ahead and send me that over and I will get you those new construction. If you want something else or some other information, just let me know. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get those listings emailed over to you. It's fantastic. All right, let's talk about some of the fun stuff that we can do this weekend here in Ocala. I know you guys look forward to that. We, of course, have the downtown market, which is so much fun. You can go and check out all of the vendors and the bakers and the artisans and, of course, the farmers that are going to be sharing all of their stuff. And it's all under roof. So whether it's rain or shine, hot or cold, whatever, you're taken care of. I do believe it's going to be warm this weekend, though. So the Ocala splash pads at Citizen Circle, which is walking distance from the downtown market, those are open. They are free. Get those kids out there. Let them wear themselves out. Have some fun. Stay cool. Again, did I mention it's free? I mean, hello, why not? Why not? Let them go wild. It's great. It's also about the sweetest time of year here in Florida, but it is winding down. The blueberries are ripe and ready to go, and you can easily find You-Pick blueberry farms throughout the area. My family and I love going to Abshire Family Farms, which is located at 3960 Southeast 115th Street in Bellevue. But you can find your favorite blueberry farm for your family basically all over the Central Florida area right now. But again, it's winding down. It's getting too warm outside for those blueberries. So if you want to go now. All right, if you want to go over to the WEC today, the World Equestrian Center, you can visit the Vocal Adoptions team where they have some lovely adoptable dogs. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so you still have plenty of time to get out there and visit with them. They will be in their WEC cabin, which is located by the Equestrian Hotel, so stop and see them. If you're going to be downtown tomorrow night, there's a really cool event happening. So it's Sunday, April 28th, and it's for changes in latitude and attitude. You can join the Ocala Civic Theater as they present Jimmy Buffett's Escape to Margaritaville block party. How fun is that? That is just so much fun. It's basically to kick off OCT's upcoming musical, Jimmy Buffett's Escape to Margaritaville. They're celebrating on Broadway, not that like New York Broadway, but our Broadway, which is downtown on the square. You are going to be able to enjoy this from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. They've got music in the streets. And of course, this is all endorsed by the legend himself. The wildly popular Jimmy Buffett tribute band, Gary Rowland and the Land Sharks, will headline the celebration. General tickets to the block party are $45. VIP tickets are $65 and include a secured VIP zone directly in front of the bandstand and across, and it's access to the VIP lounge at the Black Sheep on Broadway. It's basically got like a separate bar and restrooms and all of that stuff. The first margarita with that is free, and a $5 cheeseburger in Paradise Slider. Tickets to the block party are on sale now through the Ocala Civic Theater box office. And the musical, all of this is because of their musical that's coming up. But the musical, Jimmy Buffett's Escape to Margaritaville, is live on stage as of May 2nd through the 19th at the OCT. Tickets are $30 for adults and $15 for ages 18 and younger. I don't know that they would be going to that or enjoying that as much, but I don't know. Who knows? Lots of great stuff is happening here in Ocala. Just so much stuff. A lot of music and fun. And we've got the Levitt Amp music series. Symphony Under the Stars is coming up. And they have a very interesting MC this year. You will find out about that shortly. That's all coming up in May. And then, of course, we have Rock the Country. I do not know how Ocala was selected for this mess, but they are, according to Kid Rock himself, he mentioned that Ocala is actually one of the more popular places that they have selected out of the bunch, and 35,000 people are supposed to be in attendance to this. And yes, I am going. Just to let you know, me, my husband, and my daughter all have tickets to this. So much more is happening. Stay tuned for details on all of that. But that's it for this show and this week. So don't worry, we will be back on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. for another show. So we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to What's Up, Ocala? Follow us all week on Andrea Praber's YouTube channel and TikTok. We'll see you next week at 10 a.m. on What's Up, Ocala.